Amazing transformations. I am so excited that you are here. And this is not really a super planned out live stream. I just wanted to check in with you, everyone here on YouTube, and everyone that's here from my Veganowledge group on Facebook, and any social media followers like Instagram and all those good spots. I just wanted to say hello and check in and let you know that um, I am here to encourage you on your journey, and I wanted to see how things were going with you. I know we have like a lot of people who are just beginning their vegan journey, who might be doing a little search of vegan and what it's like to be vegan, and there are those who've been vegan for a very long time who have a lot of experience to share with other beginner vegans, kind of what your struggles were. I know that for me, this has been quite a journey. It's been the most amazing thing there is. I've learned a lot. I've been through all the phases of it, the struggles. I've been through where I treated it like a diet. Sometimes I might have, more like a plant based diet in the beginning of my raw vegan journey. And then I incorporated or made like the connection between animals and what the word vegan really means. And it's not even a diet, it's a lifestyle. And then I explored whole food plant based, and then all the way through junk food vegan. We're talking food, I mean, I've been through every part of it. And then I know that where for me I feel best is where I am now, which is on a, raw vegan fruit based type diet, which doesn't mean I eat only fruit, but a majority of my diet is fruit. And I have learned so much in this journey. And I think that's one of the important things is to keep really an open mind, because it's easy, just like when we're kids, and when we were, if we just think back to what, where we were, let's just say when we were, 16 or 15, or whenever we thought that all our, like, we knew everything. And it's like we had to continue to evolve. And it takes a very strong person to say, hey, I might have been wrong about that. Like when I was eating a lot of processed foods, did I want to stop eating them? No. When I was eating a lot of meat, did I initially want to stop? No. But I did my research and learned and watched that one documentary, and it changed my life. And I, even within this journey, I just wanted to say, don't forget to keep learning and evolving and keep tweaking things to get yourself to the best level of health. And remember that you're not going to know everything at first, but you have to start from the beginning and just take a little bit of knowledge and jump in and see, the awesome benefits, get into the lifestyle, trust yourself, enjoy the journey of it. This is supposed to be fun. We're helping animals, we are helping ourselves, our health. So it is exciting. And I want to bring you all with me on that journey, and also like guide and support you in any way that I can. Not that I'm a doctor or nutritionist, but I have a lot of experience, and I would love to be here just to hear your venting, hear your struggles, and maybe we can all get together and help each other. And I'd love to do one of these every day if I could, but at least weekly, just to check in, let you know what I've been up to, and see how you're doing. And I did something a little different here. I posted the link right in the comments here. It's also linked in like the in the main notes of the video, so you can click that. I'll let you in. Come on up and talk if you should feel inclined. Welcome, everyone. And even if you're not here, I know this was kind of impromptu. If no one feels comfortable coming up, please share your experiences in the comments, or if you're catching the replay, because I won't be on super long. Of course, I always say that and I end up rambling for hours to you. But if you're catching the replay of this, the reason it took me so long, I'll be honest, to get on is because I had this weird lighting thing going, and I don't have like a professional studio, obviously, as you can see behind me half the time. My kitten is running across the desk and things. However, it just looked weird. Like I had this shadow on this side of my face, and I feel like it's still there. Like it looks like, I don't want people to look on and be like, oh, it makes you have like one side of your face really weird looking. I'm not going to be vegan. No, I'm just kidding. But I apologize for being a little bit later than the 3:45. But I just think it's important to have these conversations. And I was going to say, if you're catching the replay, please in the comments, go ahead and leave your questions or leave your comments, share your experience. How long have you been vegan? I want to congratulate a couple of our group members. And who was on the last live stream here? Let's see. Well, there's so many group members who have been on live streams. Marquita Solis is a returning guest. She comes on a lot and shares her experience as a vegan empowerment coach. I've had Michelle Dupuis, who is awesome, and her mom Muriel are really big. So encouraging on the Veganowledge group. They're really big fans of my YouTube here, and I want to thank them. And they are on a 10-day fruit challenge. So I'm excited to hear about their journey. Hopefully they'll be stopping through or at least catching the replay, and you can read their comments. I know Muriel said earlier she was craving some savory vegetable or fruits, I guess, like savory food. And so she's incorporating in some like savory fruit vegetables into, I call them fruit vegetables. They're really fruits. However, they're things that we sometimes call vegetables in our day to day. That we don't realize if it has seeds, it's actually botanically considered a fruit. However, it's excellent and healthy for you, whichever kinds. And then they have like the sweet fruits, which are going to be like like your oranges and things like that. And there's Neo making his appearance. Come here, buddy. You want to say hi? Come here. You being shy? Okay, he's just gonna sit there behind me for now. Maybe he'll get tired of that and jump up. Oh no, it must be nap time. He likes cozying up right behind me, and getting in there and all cuddled up behind me. It feels really cool too. I love it when he's sleeping behind me and I'm working. And then the other older cat, she's over there somewhere hiding out and sleeping. So we can just learn so much from animals, I definitely think. And that's another thing. Mariquita has a lot of courses on that, how we can use that wisdom from animals to really learn on our journey, because they actually, one of the things I found so interesting when I started really truly delving into health and like natural hygiene and wellness, and realizing that our entire body is energy, and that when we truly eat the diet we're meant to eat, we can really be even more in tune with like our emotions and our like cravings. Once we clear out of like some of the unhealthy foods that we're craving, we start to be able to listen to our body. And that's one of the things I've really incorporated into my life, especially in my raw vegan journey, is to really kind of, now that I've cleared a lot of that stuff out, I can really be in tune with my body. And this week, one of the things that I've learned is, that like so much this week, but I couldn't even pile it into an hour. And that's the thing. I'm always like evolving and learning. And as you know, I've had out a couple of free meal plans, and I'm making edits to it. And as I learn, I tweak the meal plan that I put out, because what's successful for me, I'm hoping can help someone else, on their journey. And I mean, if you're whole food plant-based, which, is a big, diet that a lot of people enjoy, that has a lot of whole delicious, whole foods, meaning like not processed items. Even if you're just like plant-based, which means that you might also incorporate some of the meats, like imitation meats and things in. And if you're, if you need those type of recipes, and or if you're whole food plant-based with no oil, salt, and sugar, I mean, there are plenty of recipes out there. And then also, if you're, doing more along the lines of what I'm doing, there are a lot of encouraging, like, people that can show you what they eat in a day, can give you a lot of information. And I just think, though, it's important that wherever you are on your journey, you have to start somewhere. Where you begin isn't always where you end up. However, we are all in this together. We're all vegans. We're all doing best for animals. We're all improving our health, whether it can be on different levels. Where, yes, if you're completely whole food plant based, no oil, salt, and sugar, or to me, if you're completely, raw vegan, where I've gotten to, where I'm incorporating not only lots of fresh fruits, but living foods in my diet, and vegetables, that is even like a beautiful level of health that I feel at. So wherever you are, though, you're going to learn and you're going to evolve on the journey. And just beginning your transition, if you're using transitional foods, that's awesome. Say you're incorporating all of it. Congratulations, Jen. Did I say that? Our group member. She is now 60 days vegan. She posted on the group. And I mean, she comes up with some creative meals. I'm really, really proud of her. I remember the first message she sent to me is like, I really want to improve this health condition that she had going on. I don't want to share her details without her being up here. And she came, she posts about it on the group all the time. And she has now just, she feels like totally different. She has more energy, and she is doing great things with food. She's posted her food things that she's eating. I mean, she's been incorporating like really healthy fruits, vegetables, and she's been experimenting with some of the like she just came up with this one. She did like a vegan stir fry, where she used, I believe it was like the Beyond Meat in it. And I mean, even has her family eating more plant-based foods. I know, like, so many of our other group members, I can't really even name them all right now, but I love I was talking about Diana Plant Based. She's another one that posts all this fruit and vegetables she got for like $30, so she can help the group with seeing how to eat plant based on a budget. Her daughter Rachel, who should be coming on here soon, I'm just waiting to confirm a date and time. She has excellent recipes and things that she puts up, pictures of her food that she shares. And then I'm always sharing, and some of my raw vegan friends on there, we're sharing our fruit meals. And I even had a salad last night that I shared and told what was in it. And that's one of the things that I love about being in vegan groups. And that's always, when it comes to like beginner vegans, that's one of the things I tell you to do is definitely get involved, because this online community is sometimes all that we have. We don't know a lot of people in our day-to-day life that are, vegan like us. So it's really important that we connect with other like-minded people to stay encouraged, because it's easy to get pulled back into that matrix, of things that you don't, that to be true. You've researched enough to know that it's better for your health, it's better for the animals. And it's just, if you haven't, I know I can tell you what happened to me when I went raw vegan briefly, and then I wanted to go into a few things I've added to my diet. I have so much to say, I can't keep myself. I should make a like an agenda, or yeah, something, whatever that's called, itinerary. I don't know. Hey guys, don't forget, I put the link pinned to the top. Welcome in Diana Plant Based. Welcome Muriel. I just talked about both of you. You'll have to rewind it and hear what I said. It was good stuff, I promise. I was talking about Diana telling us her awesome stuff that she gets on a budget in the group, and her recipes, and her daughter Rachel too. And I was talking about Muriel. I was talking about your 10-day fruit challenge. I'm so proud of you. Come let us know how you're feeling, or tell us in the comments. Diana has a channel, Diana Varner Plant Based. We're trying to grow her subscribers. Not that I have a million. I'd appreciate a little subscribe over there too, wherever it is. I know we always see people do that on the video, subscribe, but I forget where it is. Click that little box, and we could all use the help. Muriel just started a Facebook group. Muriel, you can say it if I'm wrong. Is it Muriel in the Raw? And then her daughter Michelle started one that I believe it's called Michelle is Naked. No, not Michelle is Naked. Michelle in the Raw Naked, right? Yeah, okay. And I was like, okay, that, and then it says something afterwards like LOL, not literally, but we're talking about our raw vegan journey. And even if you're not completely raw, I'm telling you, just incorporating more living raw foods in your life can really make a difference. I know for me it has, like, just for so many things I felt on another level being plant-based, but it takes you to an even higher vibe too, and even if you just eat a lot of it. And I think I just saw, oh, that was a comment that came in on Facebook, but Angela Fischetti, who's a great friend of mine and Dawn's, we've met her, online. She's been on the live stream. She does a great channel that has like workouts, and especially if you're like have chronic pain or illness, she does like specialized workouts. She does a lot of work with vegan primary care, I think that's the name of it, with a plant-based doctor that she has programs. So definitely check her out. She's awesome. Hopefully she'll be coming on. She was making a big move. And Michelle's going to join us in a minute. Oh, you aren't leaving me hanging. Thank you. Even if you're in the comments, I know I still feel like you're here, but I always think that's cool. I love these. I want to do more of these where eventually I want to have the whole screen filled up with like 10 people. So we're all talking, and then we'll need like a moderator. We'll need someone to come on and say, all right, one at a time. Hey, welcome, Michelle. Thank you for coming on before I bored everyone to ramble about my new celery juice journey. Uh-oh, I don't think I can see you. She left. I think she's having a little trouble with her video feed. Yeah, and that reminded me of Angela because she eats like a very high raw vegan diet, but then she also incorporates like some beans and cooked food. I forget what she incorporates. Maybe it's not beans, but whatever. Like, and everyone, I love how they're on their own type of journey. And like for me, I guess because I started out raw, I returned to it like in 2023 completely, like fully raw, and I did have some other things like during the holidays. I did eat some cooked food, and you guys were with me on that journey. And I just always return to raw. Maybe I should start a channel called Return to Raw. No, it would probably be better. Return to Naked. Maybe that would sell better, but that would get maybe people would click on it. Oh, that's okay, Michelle. If you can get it going, come on. Even if you can't come on the photo, if you put your logo on, we're still happy to hear you. And they're joining us all the way from Canada, I think, right? Yep. See, I've learned where everybody is. But this past year, I also learned I had, and Miss Mary Jones is going to come on soon. We're confirming the date. If you remember, she did 40 days of fruit. Muriel and Michelle, I don't know if you know her, but I'll have to introduce you guys, or I think I've shared the live stream before. She did 40 days of fruit and actually reversed her rheumatoid arthritis. Oh, y'all tricked me. It's both of you. You get an appearance from the dynamic duo there. But yeah, I was talking about Miss Mary. She is like really, really an awesome inspiration. She's 74 and she lets me say her age, so I'm not like putting it out there like it's supposed to be a secret. But she went on 40 days of fruit after suffering with arthritis for like 15 years, I think, couldn't get out of bed, and completely was up, going to physical therapy after that. So just to show you like the healing, power of fruits. And And then like I was talking about last week, I ended up like you guys were talking about. It's so weird how we go on these similar paths where I'm like, I'm craving salt. And I guess it was savory food, but to me, since I like stripped it all the way down, like what is it that I'm craving about savory food? I didn't want cooked food. That's the thing. Like I was just feeling like I wanted something salty. And so I started putting like salt on avocados, and then I felt guilty because I'm like, I don't like to use, sea salt or table salt. And that's when I decided, like, before when I was doing this, I had a lot of fruit in my life, and then I ended up doing like a salad at night. And I'm like, maybe I had it right from the beginning. You know what I mean? Because I went this time and was trying to go like fully all fruit because I thought, well, if that's the best thing for me, that's what I'm going to eat. Then I started reading about frugivore and that it's not always only fruit. And it was just crazy. But I still think fruit is a good cleanse and it can heal. And so all I did was add lettuce and celery juice. And now I feel like I've learned this big thing that people have probably been doing for thousands of years, right? I'm like, so welcome in, ladies. I had to get out that because I want to abstain story. This is Michelle and Muriel. How are you ladies doing?
We're good.
Good.
Good. You're both looking great and healthy. Welcome, Dawn. If you want to come on, and Diana, the link is in the description. Thank you. J&J Video Reacts. Go check out her channel. And so tell us about what's happening with you guys this week. Are you both on the fruit challenge, and like why did you put that out, and tell us about your pages, just whatever.
Me? Well, I was struggling. I just can't get under that 200 pound, and
Mhm.
so I contacted you, Edward, and Lawrence, talked to Michelle, and I thought maybe just do a fruit only for
Mhm.
10 days will just like reboot me, which
Yeah,
it has because it's day 3 and I've lost weight already. So,
nice.
but thank you. But my downfall is like yours. Like the salt. That's
Mhm.
how do I crave salt. So, thanks for the tip with the celery and stuff, and I will be doing that
And thanks for
once
the
this
tip
is.
Michelle gave me not to chug. How much did you say? Well, you did
I
this with
had a
the
big
moringa
jar.
too. I'm seeing a pattern with her, aren't you? Like all or nothing. You ate
Yeah.
like 2 tons of moringa and ended up in the bathroom too. I remember that. I always think about it when I'm drinking my little bottle of moringa. Like that's enough.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I do drink. I do. I did add some moringa in my smoothies too.
Oh, good,
Yeah, yeah.
good.
Oh, that I am getting some
I
greens. So
didn't.
you didn't.
I
Okay.
didn't. I know. I was craving like something savory. I really like we made a salad with peppers and avocado and
Mhm.
cucumbers and that, and then I added it was like brag, and it had some flax oil and what else? Oh, I and
That's
garlic. So
garlic.
I guess the garlic's not really a fruit, but it had some garlic in there, and that I added that to my salad, and that was like really satisfying for me. But then the next day we were like, well, we need to go shopping, so it was all like really sweet fruit stuff, and I was like, I need something savory, like my body craves it. So
Yeah, and it was wild because I was reading too that like our body might be I think I commented on it, like sometimes it like a salt is like a mineral. So like when we're craving that savory, it might could mean that we are not getting enough like calcium, or it could mean we're not getting enough iron. And then I was like, maybe eating the oranges during the day because vitamin C increases the iron content. Because I was feeling like not only just that I was craving salt, but honestly, after about 10 days, like, which is cool that you're doing 10 days, like, I started feeling like almost like a little bit sluggish during the day. Like I'm already scattered. You can hear how I talk. Like I go on one thing and then get on this tangent. So sometimes it was like I'd be working on something and then I'd get off on this and get off on this. And I just couldn't, I wasn't concentrating, and I didn't feel like as like energetic as I am now. I was
yeah,
feeling like I wanted to come on and do a live, and I'm like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like I want to work on this, but I'll do it tomorrow, especially after getting off work all day. Usually I'm still like on a high energy for a little while until then I like, let's watch this show. And I'm like, So,
Yeah.
but
That's
by
been me lately.
so I felt like it was definitely my body telling me something, and I was like, what could salt have to do with me not having enough? Is it just me craving what I used to eat? You know what I mean? Or is it really something? And I realized it could have been my body missing something. So, hey, Diana Varner, plant based, welcome, and hey, her name again?
What's your name?
Willow. I'm her daughter.
Willow.
Hello, thank you. Thank you for coming in.
I'm 8.
I used to work for a company that had that same name, Willow. That's pretty. Oh, she's telling a secret. Oh, we get to hear a
She
secret.
says,
A secret.
she says to let you know she likes plant-based chicken nuggies.
Oh, me too. They are
Yeah,
good.
tell them what else you like that's plant-based. Cucumbers, chickpeas.
Oh, yeah. I like watermelon. I like.
Come tell them.
I like a lot. I like broccoli. I like carrots. I like chickpeas. I like other stuff too.
Chickpeas. Wow, she knows about chickpeas too. That is awesome. You are making changes over there. I think too, what we'll do too is it's important for everybody to know like what we're eating too, because it's like people might be here coming to this later on down the line. They might just search the word vegan or plant based and want to know what the heck do people eat. You know what I mean? Because it can be complicated at first. So welcome, Diana. Tell us a little bit how things are going with you. How's your journey coming along? You're on like a reboot, right?
Yes, it's doing really good. I joined the Chef AJ's Ultimate Reboot Tuesday, and so I've been eliminating, which I had already at the beginning of the year. See, I didn't even plan to do her reboot till the spur of the moment, but
Right.
since the first of the year, I've eliminated, because I'm trying to do the calorie density, where I'm eating less. I'm eating the calorie density with the less fat and
Right.
stuff.
Gotcha.
So
I just realized I'm thinking now.
hold on. And so I've eliminated since the first of the year breads, avocados, and nuts. So just for
Nice.
me, because I need to lose weight. And
Mhm.
so I've stuck with it, which the ultimate reboot is, I guess it's Sophus, the no flour.
I just was thinking BAN, that would be a ban on bananas. Wait a minute, no, what was it? Bread, avocados, and nuts. I was thinking of the word ban, like ban diet. We're banning avocados and bread.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And how's it been going? Like it looks like from your things you're sharing, you're coming up with lots of good stuff to eat.
Yes, it's been really, really good, and I also, since probably I would say September, October, I kind of have been going more toward, like Dr. McDougall, more toward the starch. So I've had more potatoes, but I've lost I've lost at least 23, 24 pounds since August. And then since the first, I've lost 7 pounds already. And
Nice.
That's awesome.
and I've lost 5 just since I've been on the reboot. And the second day that I was doing it, because you know how everything is, until they tell you you can't have it, you want it, right?
Right.
So and I've started this anyway for myself from the first. So I would go in there and sneak a few bites of the kids' chips, their Takis or their little Cheetos, whatever. But I haven't done that. In fact, I didn't even, I did this years ago when I did a diet. I used to make cakes and everything, and I was so committed, I wouldn't even lick my finger. And so I did
Right.
that today I did that here since I cook for other people. I had stuff on my finger that I normally would just,
Oh,
try to
you
lick it
bad
off.
girl.
See, Dawn
So,
had to come on to yell at you. Dawn's been all raw for their 7th day too. So we are all on a journey here. We got Muriel and Michelle on the raw and the fruits. We got Dawn on her raw journey.
Hey,
We got
everybody.
me all over my journeys all the time, and Diana on the reboot.
yeah, so I didn't even lick my finger. I went ahead and chose to wipe it off on a paper towel.
Nice.
So
It's
I
funny how
didn't.
we can go through times where we're really on it, right? Like we feel that motivated where, and I've gone long periods of time like that where it's like that's how much we feel like the other stuff is like I don't want to say poison, but kind of like just dirty or something. You know what I mean? Like I don't even want
Right.
that. It would be like licking dirt off the ground. I don't want that meat or dairy or cake. Thanks, Dawn. She always hooks me up with a nice fruit background. Well, that's really good. I'm proud of you for that. That means your mind is
There.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. And it is a mindset. It really, really is.
Yeah.
It is a mindset because once because like I've said before, I don't know if anybody else has heard, but I mean, my why is my breast cancer, and I don't want to get it again. And back in probably 2015, 16, when I started this way, I started doing it just during the work week. 5 days a week. I did the plan, and I wasn't perfect either. But then on the weekends, we'd go out and go eat. And of course, my thing is always margaritas, and I would have a few margaritas
It's my favorite drink.
and chips and salsa and all that. And I would do splurges on the weekend. And then the next thing I know, I'm
Weekend turned into
splurging twice a week.
Tuesday. Right?
And then I'm splurging 3 times a week. And so I originally, when I first went plant-based back then, I know in 2019, I had lost a total of 40, maybe 50 pounds, 45 pounds. And I was the smallest I'd been in many, many years. And then I got the kids, I fostered my grandchildren, I adopted them, and COVID hit everything. And then I was stressed out, and my mom was coming over to help me. She was bringing little Debbie snacks.
I'm
And I
so
have
good
to
for
admit,
that. Kathy, if you're watching, my beautiful mom with her snacks.
I was pretty stressed out just in general. And I'd find myself in the evenings when everybody went to bed, and I would find myself going to drink alcohol and just use it as a take the edge off stress reliever. And then I found I was doing it every night. So so one day I decided, after I'd gained 58 pounds back, I decided, I can't keep drinking this alcohol because I choose the wrong foods when I drink. And so I chose to give it a month, that I would get rid of the alcohol. I don't keep it in my house. I got rid of it. And my last drink was October 1st. And
Nice.
so then that's what
Good
kind
job.
of really started my mindset.
Yeah.
And so I haven't had any since then.
Yeah.
Good bell. That was
We'll give you the good job bell. We use that on the other string. We'll give you the good job bell. That's amazing.
Hey, Realist McCoy,
Thank you,
welcome.
thank you.
He said hello. Peace, everyone. JJ panel and chat room. Thank you.
Hello.
Well, that is
I was
So
I was gonna say, Diane, don't call it your breast cancer. Just say that the breast cancer that was in your body at one time. Like, don't own it, because then you could still manifest it into your life, right? So you had it, or you know what I mean? But yeah, I wouldn't say my breast cancer, just because you don't want to put that out there.
I very rarely talk about the colon cancer. I had colon cancer 20 years ago, and I don't focus on it, and it has not returned. I don't.
That deserves a bell too, Dawn. I want that
Yeah.
bell. I'm getting one tomorrow.
Michelle too is cancer free for
Yeah.
12,
Nice.
years.
14
years.
no, it's longer than that. 2009, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
21 years.
14.
What's 2002? That's like 21 years now, right?
20, yeah,
Yeah.
2002, almost 22 years.
22 years,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, we all
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
old. We forgot how
December.
many years.
Yeah. December, Christmas, 2002. Never forget that. But yeah, I don't own that anymore.
Yeah.
Mine's 10 years ago
All right.
that
Nice.
I was diagnosed. That I was diagnosed 11 years ago, but I was clarified cancer free 10 years ago.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
So I'm just thankful to my breast surgeon that she told me to read Dr. Furman's Eat to Live book, and that totally changed my mind. And you know, the crazy thing is, some years ago, my ex-husband, when I was with him, when he was 37, he was diagnosed with heart disease. And by the time he was 44, he had already had 8 stents, and then he had triple bypass.
Isn't it weird
And
how we
so
don't make the
he's-
connection about food when, like, even in my previous life, anything that ever happened to me, I was never like my back pain that I dealt with every day. I never said, oh, it might be what I'm eating. You know, like it never connected.
Yeah.
And you can look at other people now and say, like, wow, like that's one of the reasons we do this, like make that, connection, how important food is. Well, I hope he's okay.
Well, he, and even back then, his heart doctor actually told us about Dr. Dean Ornish,
Mm-hmm.
but it just didn't click,
Right.
And his heart doctor was a vegetarian at least, but it just didn't click. And we thought we thought once he got stents and stuff, we thought, whoo, we're safe now. It's an emergency.
Uh-oh. You cannot get emergency.
It's not working.
Oh, okay.
It's not picking up.
Okay. Thank you. That's an emergency. The vacuum cleaner don't work.
That really sucks, or does it suck? It
So-
just clicked my joke there. I see.
So, we thought the best thing to do. Hey.
This is
So
what
we
live
thought-
is all about, right? We get live from Diana's living room.
Hey, can y'all put me in? So we thought once, you got a stent that everything was fine. It was caught. We're good.
Right.
And then, of course we were told to eat chicken and olive oil and, things like that.
All
But
the
no one,
standard healthy, quote unquote, stuff they tell
Yeah.
you to eat in the Matrix.
we thought that we were doing good, but I still keep in touch with him, and he actually I've given him the books for heart disease, how to reverse heart disease. I've told him about this way, everything. He just can't give up things. And he actually was on a heart transplant list, but he's been taken off because he can't lose the weight. And it's just,
It's amazing how the mindset can
Wow.
make such a difference. Even at that advanced stage of I have to do something, it's hard. Like, and I equate it to how, like, congratulations for giving up alcohol, because that was one of the last things I finally got out of my life too. And it's like, even though you know, it's not good for you. And every time, and you, like you said, makes you make bad food choices. Because when I was drinking a lot of wine, I was wanting potato chips. It was like it all goes hand in hand, and then you don't feel as good the next year. Actually, literally, what I had to do was what I did with food. I had to scare the you know what out of myself and read about what alcohol does to the body, and that ultimately, with you know, and Dawn never like pushed me, but she's like, I just worry about you, you know. So
Yeah, it's like
and
she was just like you. When I listened to your
finally
story,
did
it
that to her
reminded me
with
of that.
food, because I
You
kept
know?
always never pushing
Yeah.
me. I worry about that
When she was
sensory.
talking about it, it was like it turned into a glass a night, and I'm like, that sounds familiar. You know what I mean? And you know, and Jen was it was just to unwind from the day, especially when we had the business that we ran. It could be stressful at times, so it was just to unwind. It wasn't like she was sitting there or drinking alone, or you know what I mean. But at the same time, it wasn't adding to her journey. You know what I mean? So I'm so proud of you, honey, and I'm so glad that you did that and made that
Thank
decision,
you.
because yeah, I want us to go on for a
Like
long time,
vegan,
you know.
and then also whole food, and
Ding ding
Ding,
ding
ding,
ding
ding, 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 ding.
ding, ding. It's been like
That's
February will be
awesome.
1 year since I actually haven't even had wine, and we've been
Woo!
to
That's awesome.
holidays, and that's a tough time too, because when we're here in our own little, I call it our Zen spa world, all we have is fruits and veggies, and then it's like no alcohol in here, and then you venture into the real world. Or like remember we met mom and them
Yeah.
at a bar, and that
Yeah.
was interesting, you know, with my lemon water at the same time. But I actually had fun and enjoyed talking to everybody. It was a little difficult that first time, but not as hard as I thought, because I feel so good. I'm like, so now
Yeah.
the motivation is to not go back. Like you said, about your health, like the things that I felt, like I didn't even know how bad I felt until I stopped eating dairy and meat. Like I had no idea. So like now I'm like, I don't want to feel that again. I don't want to get sick all the time. I don't want to get those bad colds and bronchial. I don't want to feel like my back hurts every single day if I pick the weight back up. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want allergies. Like all that stuff went away. So why would I have a couple minutes of temporary enjoyment? And now I'm like so bought in ethically about not wanting to eat animals. That happened to me after about 6 months too. And it's like, some people go opposite. They are like, I'm never eating an animal again. And then they end up a bonus of getting healthier, you know? So I know, both, all of us have felt different changes. And like, I know I've like watched like Diana, I've heard a lot of her videos, and like I love her vulnerability of like where she was, and like, this has been hard, this has been a struggle. Yeah, I went back to it, and then I went off of it. And that's what's cool about letting other people hear that, because like you don't want people to think it's all so easy, because then they might give up. Michelle
Right.
was telling us about her spiritual, you know, journey, and Muriel being, you know, in the raw and telling us that she couldn't get under that 200. And Dawn, I know your struggles with pizza and beyond, or impossible, you know, and you just like made a total shift in mindset this week, not like the other times, you
Yeah.
know, where I was telling
You
her.
know me very well. You know, when I make my shift in mindset, I'm bought in. I'm done with the other thing. I did it years ago when I tried smoking for a little bit, and I decided to cut that off after 6 years of smoking. I did the same thing with pizza back in 2022 when I was like, you know what? This is the very last part of being a vegan, and I don't eat anything else dairy. So why am I still eating this pizza? And I finally gave that up in August of 22, and I haven't looked back. So now I've been on this Impossible Whopper kick, and Reese cups, which is milk. It's got the milk and potato chips. And I'm like, you know what? Junk food vegan, I will not be, you know. And then the Reese's isn't even junk vegan because it's got milk chocolate.
Well, I had the
So,
vegan police here when I saw a Reese cup show up at the door.
yeah.
They
So I'm
sneak
like,
that
you know
in through
what?
DoorDash.
I was eating a lot of that, and I'm like, you know
Instacart,
what?
whatever
I'm
it was.
done. You know, even though I don't feel bad because I haven't really eaten dairy or meat for years like that, I'm like, you know what? I put on so much weight. I was finally under 200. Then I ballooned back up to 220. So I'm like, okay, now I weighed myself this week, and after one full week of raw, I am back down to 20, I think 6.
Oh,
And
way to go.
yeah, so
I
I'm gonna.
had this great revelation that I've been saying a lot lately. She came and said, "You know what? I'm just enjoying the process," because we were laughing about like Dawn is very like almost way more than me. I'm like, we'll do it a little at a time, and she's like all or nothing. So she was like, I'm doing grapes for 90 days, you know, or and then it was like if that didn't go right, she would go completely like to the other junk food. So
Get a burger. I screwed up.
I
You know
messed
what I
up,
mean?
you know? And so like then that would and it's like this time I watched her really embrace like getting she was like, you know, I feel like I want a salad. And I'm like, have a salad. If you can't do all fruit, have a salad because that's still raw.
It
You know what I
helped.
mean?
It helped.
And she's
That
been like,
craving for that salt and the onions. I'm a big onion fan, and I'm like, you know what? I need to reincorporate salad until I can go all fruit. So let me throw some of that back in to get that taste in my mouth. And that was it. Everything that I was eating is now in the category with pizza. And every time I even remotely think about, you know, you want a Burger King burger? That's pizza now to you. Okay. And it shuts right off because my brain had trained itself to shut pizza down the minute I thought about it. Now, anything that I want to eat that's bad, that's pizza. Oh, okay. And it's
and
like muscle memory. I'm able to just put it off.
we
That's
were talking
awesome.
about
Yeah.
this too, like how like you can remember that something was good and you can remember you enjoyed it, but not like necessarily have to go for it. Like that's how I felt like I used to, like you said, I smoked a long, long time ago. And I can watch somebody outside of a building or on a movie and they're like you know how they do that real big
Yeah.
inhale, and I'm like, oh, I remember that feeling. Yeah, that felt great, but dang, what they're doing to
I
their lungs right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I
I don't
actually had a dream last night that I was like gonna go out for a smoke, right? And in my dream, I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't because I'm gonna go to bed right away, right? And I won't be able to breathe very well. So yeah, I'm gonna. And then I put the smoke back in the pack in my dream, and I was
Oh, that was good.
and then I was like,
Even your subconscious is bought in now.
like, this is so weird. And I haven't smoked an actual cigarette in over 5 years, but I started smoking those stupid vape things,
Mhm.
right? And now I finally quit that. So I quit that
Nice.
smoking.
But now she's on the kibong. I'm just kidding. That's what is it? Qigong.
That's
I
awesome.
called it the wrong thing.
Qigong.
It's like a yoga thing, and I keep calling it bong. And Ariel posted the little, wasn't it the emoji that was like smoking?
One was a Tai Chi or a chai tea, and one was a pineapple bong for smoking weed, and then the other one was a yoga pose.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. It was like no, but like even like okay, I can see someone eating stuff I used to eat or eating processed food or eating meat, you know, and it's like, yeah, I used to enjoy that, but I don't want it. That's not me now. But it takes a while to get to that mindset. And like the same with like alcohol, even though it's a little closer for me, it's like maybe I'll still have that, oh, that would be fun. And then I'm like, oh wait, that's right. I don't want to put that in there. It's going to dehydrate my body and ruin my kidneys. And why would I want to put that much? I think when I started learning about how like our body, like how we're supposed to be nice to it. Why are we putting all this unnecessary stress on my body? Like literally it's like where I live. And I was thinking all this extra work I was making it do, you know, not only my whole life with the digestion, then putting smoke into it. And my poor lungs were trying to, you know, breathe. And then I was putting like, okay, you got rid of all that stuff. And I'm on here talking about how healthy. And then I'm like, okay, now I'm going to log off and have a bunch of wine that's like, you know, hydrating me. So like how, you know, it was like almost, I'm just glad that's gone because that was the only thing that like was still guilty on my mind, you know, and it's like, it feels good to be free of all of that, you know, except for coffee. I can't give
Good
that
for
one.
you,
I
baby.
gave
Let's
up
give you the
coffee.
bell too. Good for you, baby.
I gave up coffee. I gave up smoking marijuana because it's legal in Canada, and I used to use it as a like I had it prescribed to me for years, but I gave that up, and I made the
You
decision
start police watching. It was legal.
and I'm never ever going to drink again. Like that's what I decided. I not that I was never a really big drinker. I was like a once maybe twice a year kind of have a drink or whatever, but I just decided that it's not good for us. It's like the more I'm hearing about it, I'm like, yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that in my body anymore. I'm done. So,
That's amazing. I mean, like, really, like, if people are watching this, you're watching people like Dawn and, Muriel and Michelle and Diana. We've all had struggles and have came through it. Like, as hard as that seems right at first, you have to start in somewhere, though. That has to be
We
that
all got
first
our
day.
demons.
That first 2 days has to get out of the way somehow, so just like dig in and get this, encouragement you need and do it, because like, I mean, like, we all have these like experiences, and now I like feel better.
Dude, I fasted for 20 days. I'm like, where's the person that denied themselves food for freaking almost a month?
Wow.
I need her right now. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I'm like, how do I have the strength to do that 2 years ago or 5 years ago? Wow. And not have the strength to pull together to stop eating this stuff that I was eating.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, no, it's in there somewhere. You just got to dig for it.
Yeah.
You know? And I was able to find her.
It feels harder that when you have to repeat it again, right? Like it just
Yeah.
Yes.
But
It's
It's like
easier
the
to
second
maintain
time.
it than to start it all over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Once you get past that hump, though, it's like, okay, we're golden now.
Yeah. And I think
Cruise control, baby.
The
I
10
was
challenge for me, because I needed that support. Like I need, even though I'm helping people, but they're helping me, because I need that somebody to say, hey, keep me accountable for,
yeah.
And I am doing it now for even more, because I have a couple of members that want to go, like, are starting later. So I'm going, actually, Edward's going to stay with me doing it till February 3rd. So,
Nice.
yeah.
We'll be there with I think that's the cool thing, is all of us are on some type of our own, journey, and if we can hold like each other accountable in a good way, it just makes a difference. Like, are you going to post each day, like day 2, day 3? I think that's, good to do, because it will keep you accountable, rather than, like, sometimes we can hold ourselves accountable, but we can almost try to fake ourselves out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Through that, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But then if you have to go like write it and post it, you start to feel like I'm an imposter. I'm not.
Right.
Then you have to do it, right? Yeah.
Well, I'm really proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
I remember back in the days when I was younger trying to do things, of course I was eating terrible back then, but it would be, if I went out in the sunlight, I would feel lightheaded, and the sun would just make me feel drained. Of course, I've always been anemic, and I'm anxious. Come April, I get my blood work done again. And it'll be a year, so I can look at the difference. And that's another reason that helps motivate me to stay away from the alcohol, is because I want to see those results on the blood work.
Yeah.
But back then, I could barely go hours without feeling like I needed to eat, that I was going to feel faint. And now I can go from last night till don't even eat till 11 or 12 o'clock, and I'm fine.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
And
but
I mean, just knowing,
I was gonna say, when we think about processed foods being so full of oil, right? It feels like we're full, but we're not, right? So then you're hungry right away, and then you're craving more crap. So you can't go for a long period of time without food, because that's what
because I wasn't getting the right nutrients.
Yeah.
And I know that now.
But we don't realize that. We're like, I could eat, there's no way I could eat salads and fruits because I need to eat all the time. But it's so different once you actually do it, or do plant-based food in general, whole food plant-based. You're not like, it's like, true. That is so wild. I watched Dawn say that too. Like, initially she had to eat, like we both did, like a lot of fruit, like we were just constantly felt like we were eating. And now, like, she can go, or I can go, like sometimes all day. Like, I haven't had anything but all my little, moringa and tea and stuff and I'm like not like starving. I'm not, like you said, in my regular way. We used to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you know, back in the day. Remember?
Look, let me tell you, I had 2 bananas today, 4 oranges, a bowl of grapes that I haven't finished, and a bowl of guacamole, just some avocado with some onion. I could probably not eat anything else until tomorrow.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, that's how satiated I feel. And couple that with intermittent fasting, I could not eat until tomorrow.
Imagine if you had that same amount of food in like either processed food or sandwich, you wouldn't be on here right now. I guarantee
No.
you'd be sleeping, right? Imagine I ate protein sandwiches and
right.
rolls or whatever, or pastries. Like you'd be like on the ground right now. Welcome in, Tessa. Thank you. The link is in the description there, or in the comments if you want to come up too, or if you want to hang out in the comments, whatever. We'd be glad to have you.
I think the other thing I felt like too with this change, especially when we did the smoothies, we're doing the green smoothies and then eating raw. I went for a hike and like I got lost and I only had water. So I was gonna go on my regular, 4-kilometer hike.
Right.
And it was like 16 or something like that.
16 kilometers.
And
I had to go pick her up.
Kilometers, since I'm like,
and I had 1 bottle of water. It was really hot, and I was puking. I was done. I said to her, I can't go another 2 kilometers to go home. You have to pick me up at the park. So she did, and even then she was waiting for me. I finally made it. I climb in bed, I'm done. She comes back with a big shake and some water and
heating pad, and then I heated the blanket up because she ended up being freezing after it. She could barely walk, like her legs were almost buckling on her.
But within 4 hours, I was good to go, and I never was sore. I wasn't like I was hiking a mountain, So recovery was really quick.
That's awesome.
I've said that nothing. The recovery is amazing. Like things that used to take, like if I would tweak my neck or get up the wrong way or something, that would take like sometimes 3-4 days or a week. Now it's like the next day I'll forget that it even happened.
Yeah. I think that's huge for me. Like that was a real eye opener. Yeah.
So. My knee pain is gone, Jen. Like my knee is not. Yeah, I had I just realized, and I'm sitting here just bending my knee like normal. There's no tightness or swelling in there, and I just realized that. So I'm like, yeah, man.
Well,
I'm so bought in.
When I gave up dairy, that's when I noticed a big change. We gave up everything, but what happened was a few people would make me vegan meals. And didn't realize,
dairy's not vegan.
The next day I would be aching, like I had arthritis really bad in my back. And then that pain would come, and I hadn't had it for months. And so I called them up and said, "Can you tell me what you put in your meal that you made me?" And every time was like they either had sour cream or they didn't know that was.
It just wouldn't have an animal quote unquote in it.
Yeah, and it was all dairy. And once I stopped, made sure, and now I want your recipe before I eat it, So
I like that too.
People don't realize dairy is, or eggs, but dairy does really affect me. So
we went to a Christmas party. I feel really bad because this lady went out of her way. One of our friends went out of her way and made a really nice chocolate brownie kind of cake, and went, it's gluten free, and she was pretty sure it was vegan. And then so mom's like, "Oh, what'd you put in it?" She's like, "Butter." And almost everybody, most of our friends are dairy free, right? Almost everybody didn't eat it. There was only her and one other lady that ate it.
Felt so bad.
We felt terrible, but it's just like butter it's dairy, It's amazing that people don't know that cheese is dairy, or that ice cream is dairy, or cottage cheese or yogurt. It's like, well, where do you think it comes from?
Right.
Unless you get the good vegan stuff, that you can get all of that. And people just you can feel like a different world when it's us like talking here or like the groups that I'm in and stuff. And then if you go to talk to someone, all of a sudden you feel like the crazy person,
Yeah.
where it's like,
People
well,
have a way of making you
have
feel
just
like
a
that.
little bite, can't you?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, because you don't understand. Now that I've been off of it, a little bite could like
Your body will let you know, I don't
an
like
immune
that anymore.
response, 'cause, like, I'm not a cow. Like I know this now. You know what I mean? A baby
Yeah.
cow. So like when I eat it, it's almost like even worse than like if you're used to eating it. It's like your body's kind of probably has developed an immunity to it. Of course it does. Like when I ate meat and dairy for 40 years, of course I wasn't like worried about, a little drop of, if I was on a diet, it was like, oh, I can have a cookie every now and then. But it's
Hey,
like,
and Jen, ask me if I'm a cow.
are you a cow?
No. Inside joke.
Wait, knock knock. I gotta do this one. Who's gonna do it with me? Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting.
No.
I won't do it. I
You
won't.
won't do it.
She
And she
can't
made-
suck me into it.
We had this
That's
joke
like,
one
that's
time.
like watching that show that Rogue was addicted to with the little, what the heck was it called? They had the interrupting cow on
Oh
that
yes,
one.
they did.
Oh
yeah,
Storybots.
Storybots. Yeah.
It was like the thing that I never understood why dairy was so bad. Even when I kept saying like it's probably because of dairy, my allergies went away. But I don't realize when we're putting stuff in that wasn't meant to go in our digestive system, it creates an immune response that like our body's creating that mucus because it's like, oh, this doesn't belong here. Just like if a a germ or like if you would get cut or anything, it's sending swelling or mucus if it's something that needs to get out. That's why we like sneeze if something gets in our nose. And it's like we are constantly putting that stuff in, and then we're having all these health conditions, and like it's made to believe in the world like there's nothing wrong with it, which is what confuses people, because like when you have all of most of the media, the meat industry, the dairy industry, the fast food places, meat, it's what's for dinner, and all that kind of stuff going on, and even your doctor is telling you. And if somebody is vegan and they don't feel good, immediately people are like, it's because you don't eat meat. Even though there's no nutrients in meat, it's dehydrating us,
Look.
constipating us.
It's media manipulation. MEATIA.
Oh, I love that.
Manipulation.
Oh, that might be the name of our movie when you help me make it.
There you go. Hey, listen, we got to go back to the tree joke because people might be like, okay, of course you're not a cow.
Right. Okay, go ahead, embarrass me.
All right. Well, look, when she was a kid, she had this joke that she asked her mom or her grandmom or someone. She said, "Ask me if I'm a tree," and they would ask, and she would be like, "No."
And like,
so I stole it for the cow
the
thing.
Funniest thing as a kid, I was like her, the Willow's age, and I would tell it to everybody. My mom was like, "It was so stupid. I don't know why you thought it was." My sense of humor got better over the years. My jokes.
That's why I had to insert cow.
What did I say today? Oh, I think it was Marica's husband was helping someone fix their drum. Like how like I don't know what he was doing. One of those like, what are those things called that you have? Congos, right? And I was like, oh, he should start a business. So I saw the picture. I was like, I could drum up some business for him. I'm better at them on the fly than telling a joke like from start to finish. I always mess those up. Those real long ones.
Do you guys watch the pun guys?
No.
Oh my gosh, they're funny.
Oh my gosh,
they're punny.
At
punny,
stuff, like in the store.
Funny.
Yeah, they're punny. They're really punny.
We're having lots of pun here.
I'm actually invested in a stock called Fun, PHUN. That's funny too. Yeah,
it's
cool.
funny.
And they call it fun. Yeah,
Wow,
it's pretty wild.
That's awesome.
I hope you make money on it. Then we'll be having fun. PHUN, like how they say PHAT for fat.
Right.
Yeah, and I noticed like a lot of us are talking about like losing weight, which I did end up losing like 50 pounds doing this. But like also losing weight is kind of the like bonus product of like Dawn, I'm gonna use your word again, the process. You know what I mean? Because like if you get to know the process.
Speaking of weight, I gotta lose weight right now. Be right back.
Oh, I know where she's going. I didn't even give her celery juice, I promise.
Make sure you take your mic off.
What'd she say? I missed that.
Make sure
Turn your mic off.
Right. Yeah, I see the little mute thing on. We are in the raw right now. We want to show you what happens, how good your digestion will be in the Dawn live from the toilet.
Yeah.
Going out to my reporter Dawn here. Is anybody else going to take us to their throne?
Oh my goodness.
Could you imagine that if someone showed a picture of, but like that's, if you're here and you're a beginner vegan, it really is so much easier. Like what things that used to take me a long time, for example, like it's like my body's like,
Oh yeah.
you know, like it's like I think it was funny. I
I've
saw
even-
a post. What group was it on? Fruit for Your Life or somewhere? Or was it your channel, your page? One of you guys. The lady posted about her kid. She's all been like fruit-based child, or you know, raw, and she only has breast milk and fruits and some
That might have been
veggies,
Lawrence's
right? And
channel.
she's like, I've noticed the difference in her. Like I can watch it comes out in 8 hours if she does fruit and 24 hours if she eats vegetables or something. And I'm like, that's so funny that because she's changing the person's diaper. Like we don't pay attention on schedule to when we go to the bathroom, but it does become on a schedule. And I didn't even realize that before. I could go like a day probably, or maybe two. I don't know. I have no idea. Like I just know it wasn't like clockwork like it is now.
It's so funny because I've gone to go to the bathroom and then I'm in and out, and the other half over here says, how could you go that fast? I'm not reading a book in there.
Right. Sometimes I will be in there like on my phone though, and I'll like
Me too.
forget that I'm in there. You know, I'll get into doing something like creating a little picture thing on like Fonto or something, and I'm like, oh, I am hogging up the one bathroom, right?
I hog it up. Yeah, I hog it up more than her. I'll be editing a video in there, and it's like
this is kind of hard for me to believe here. I took my blood pressure, or is it at?
I just thought the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But
you're definitely in the raw.
Yeah. So what were you saying? I'm sorry, sweetheart. That joke was on my mind. I'm sorry.
No, I took my blood pressure for 3 days this last week. One time it said it was abnormal because it was 97/59.
Abnormal? Doesn't that sound good? Like
I thought that was good.
I know. And then the other time I took it, I took a picture, 107/66.
Nice.
And then
did you used to have high blood pressure, did you say?
120/86. I did when I was going through my cancer treatments, the chemo and everything, the radiation, it was up high. So they put me on blood pressure medicine, and I was on it for 2.5 years. But back around 2016, when I started going toward plant-based, I was getting lightheaded. And so my doctor said, I think that you're too low and you need to stop your blood pressure medicine. And I haven't taken it since. So
good.
And another thing is,
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. And then another thing is I used to go get allergy shots. I don't have to take allergy shots, and I used to get bronchitis real bad. And I can't even tell you when the last time I had bronchitis.
That's awesome.
I haven't had bronchitis in 7 years.
I haven't had it in 5 years, and I was getting to a point. You can ask Dawn in the winter. It scared me one time because I walked up the steps and couldn't breathe. I was like like wheezing, and I always joke that I think I was the first one that had COVID because it lasted for so long. I was like, that had to be what it was, and she's like, that was 2018. I'm like, well, first. We don't know. Maybe that's why I haven't gotten it now because I already had it, right? I don't know. But like it literally was scary. And it was like, well, not even just bronchitis, but I'd get sick every year. Like at the beginning of allergy season, I'd get a
Yes, you
cold.
did.
I'd have to be like taking NyQuil and like, I would just go through it like in May, June, in that, or maybe it was late April. I don't even remember now. Thankfully, I don't even get them. So
I
like
mean, we had bottles and bottles of NyQuil. Oh,
Robitussin.
yeah, Robitussin. That was the thing. Yeah.
Once I had that issue where I thought I couldn't breathe, then I thought maybe I need Robitussin to like stay clear. And this was like when I was like 39 or so. This was like about 2-3 years before I went vegan. And now I have not, like, except one time I got sick, like a cold, and that was lasted for 24 hours because, and I equate it to this. I had been all raw for 3 months.
It was
This was
October
just
8th.
recently.
I'll never forget it. October 8th.
We remember the date, right? Because I was so freaked out. I'm like, what happened? And then that weekend, I was like, you know what? I think I feel like tacos. I didn't know Diana yet, or I would swear it was her fault because she always posts all those delicious Mexican recipes online. And I was like, I could, gain a little bit of weight. Maybe I'm going to start eating beans and rice and stuff. Maybe I'll do that like on the weekends, like, pulled the whole weekend thing. So I went crazy. We bought a bunch of, I made chili and put it on tacos and wraps. And I had like, then that next night we had beans and I had regular bread, and I forget what else I had, like that vegan meat or something. I don't know. All kinds of processed stuff that I had not been eating. Woke up Monday with a cold, like just sneezing, mucusy. Had to cancel my live stream that night. Never done that in like 2 years. And like never, luckily I was already off work, but I put in for the next day off, and I'm like, I was in unknown territory after 5 years. I was like, what happened to me? But now that then we thought about it, and I was thinking, did I touch the stuff that Instacart lady brought and didn't sanitize it? And, I was like, when I looked at her, did she like somehow give me a germ? And I was at all these theories. And then I realized, duh, your body was so on that track of
It was
like
a
fresh
reaction.
whole food, and you put all this processed stuff, and who knows if some of that stuff sneaks dairy in it. We don't know what we're getting a lot of times, even though there's ingredients. Welcome, Boomer and Beyond Wellness. Angela, I was just talking about you. If you go back, I'll have to find the not just
Timestamp.
like in the beginning, I was talking about your workout videos and how cool you
Hey,
are.
Angela.
She said, hello from Lauderdale Lakes, Florida. Thrilled to be here. You have my heart. Oh, thank you. Glad you could make it. Thanks for joining. If you want to come in, you can click. I know you're probably busy, you and the kiddies, but you can click on come on in if you want to join the conversation. It's pinned to the top. And she said, Tessa, Jane, hello, nice to meet you. Tessa said she's too shy to come up, but we'll talk her into it one day.
I was really shy too, and I finally went, okay, just do it. And now I'm like, oh, this is than I thought.
Hey, I'm gonna have to leave.
Okay.
But I just wanted to hop on here with everybody, and I surely enjoyed it, but I got to leave for
you.
Well, I will continue watching this later.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you for joining us. Bye. Thank you for joining too. Thanks for sharing all that with us. It's really inspirational. Go like Diana's, or subscribe to Diana's channel too. What are you at, like 1 million subscribers now?
No, not yet.
We're getting there. All right. Have a good one. Thank you for
all right. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Now Dawn's in the hot seat. Look, we put her right in the center square. So I remember Michelle. She said, "Yeah, I'll come on," and then I think she got what do you call it? Like this was the first time in her interview. If no one's seen that, check that out. It was so everybody still comments on how inspirational that was when you came on and talked with us. You've got to check that out on the live tab. I don't know if anyone knows this. Do you guys know how I can, or maybe Dawn, you might know too. You guys might know technology. Can I put my live videos on the main page? Because I always feel like they're hidden, like all the way at the bottom. You know what I mean? Like my like goofy stuff that I do is at the top, like the little shorts and stuff. But I'm like, how do I make those live videos show up easier? I wonder if I can move those tabs around because I
You
almost.
can. If you go in YouTube Studio, you can set your page up how you want it.
Oh, YouTube Studio. Why didn't I ask you that? Like, that's been bothering me for 6 months. Like, because you can only put one highlighted, and I left that that one that talks about type 2 diabetes. Angela said, "Thank you. I'm still doing work here, so totally not camera ready. Thank you though so much." Yeah, I was like telling her, there's a lady, Erica Kess. She's like in this motivational women's business channel, and the other day I saw her on live, or this was a couple of weeks ago. I saw her today too, and I clicked it, like, but I'm not clicking that link because she, as soon as I came on there, she's like, "Oh, hey Jen," or JJ, whatever she calls me, I forget, and she was like, "Oh, come on up and talk." And it was like 9 in the morning, and I'm like, or 8, I think. And I was like, still like not even working yet. And just woke up. I'm out of bed, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not one of those people that can just like, talk to anybody in the morning and get right on and make a video. I'm like, I need a moment. I need coffee and make sure my hair looks like, not that it ever looks really
I went and wet mine.
right. I had to wet it and tame it down. It's all frizzy and
Mine's staticky, so it's under a and it was kind of poofy today. I'm like, all right, I finally look like I got some hair.
you both look great, and I can definitely tell that you're both healthy. That's the cool thing. And Dawn, you're like glowing too. You got that raw glow. We got the raw chicks on here now.
Yeah,
We're all naked if anybody's listening.
Stop it.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. But yeah, I think it is also, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Let's take us through what we've been eating. So like Muriel and Michelle, what have you been eating in your little journey lately here? Tell people that might be wanting to go vegan or raw.
Usually start with like a watermelon or something like that. And then sometimes smoothie. And then I usually do grapes, I think. And then I think I had more bananas, apples I've been doing. And then we made the kind of a salad with like cucumbers, which are all fruit. Cucumbers and peppers, tomatoes,
avocado,
avocado.
zucchini, yeah, grapes.
That's what we're going to go shopping for.
Yeah.
But we got online here instead.
That's what I was like. I was supposed to be working on all these projects I had to do today. Like I wanted to finish the website I'm making because I'm putting a little blog on it so I can ramble on there.
Studying right now, which I'm gonna have to get back to here in a little bit though.
I know I gotta probably let you all get back to your normal day, but I'm having fun. Thank you for coming on. And we know Dawn's had, what did you have today? You said 3 bananas and 10 oranges.
I had 2 bananas, 4 oranges. I'm still eating on this bowl of grapes, and I had a small dish of avocado.
Got it.
Nice.
Yesterday I was starving. Like I ate I think I had 3 smoothies, and then I also had a whole bag of grapes, and then I had some oranges, and I think you had apples. I had apples, like pears. No, I didn't have any pears yet. Yeah, I ate a lot yesterday, and I felt like I could not. Oh, and avocado. Did I say that? Yeah. I just felt like I could not get enough food yesterday, and then today I woke up, I was hungry. I had a couple of apples and I started off with pineapple, and so now I feel better than I did yesterday. But yeah, I was fine throughout the day. It wasn't until nighttime, and all of a sudden I was like, I'm starving.
And I think it's cool when we start listening to our body, because I was just talking about that with you. Was that like 2 days ago? I said I cannot stop eating. Like usually, like I was saying, I can wait until like 2 sometimes. I don't even touch anything just because I don't think about it, not because I'm trying to. Like I've noticed to not restrict myself or put any rules on it other than, my normal diet where like, yeah, there's rules. I'm not going to go get all that processed tacos and stuff, but like that's like a rule that because I feel good, like not
Yeah.
because I want it. I don't even crave that now. Like when I was just talking about it, I'm like, yeah, I remember that, but it wasn't like something like, oh, I got to have that right now. And
Right.
so like it's like now I might not want to eat, so I just don't eat. And I think sometimes we like almost overcomplicate it when it comes to diet and try to like put like these rules on it, like, okay, I'm supposed to have a smoothie for my breakfast, so if I don't feel like a smoothie, I'm forcing myself to have it. But it just might mean your body like digested all its food really well and you took in more nutrients the day before and you don't need anything right now. Or if you don't feel like eating, your body might like, it knows what it's doing. Maybe it's healing something that you don't even know about and it's trying to work on that so it's not making you hungry. I found that like sometimes when I do eat, like you said, then I have those days where I don't feel like eating until dinner, and then if you feel like something heavier, eat something heavier, because it's not like there's not like your body will start to tell you, I think, when we clear out everything, you know what I mean? Like, and like we were talking about craving the salt, like, yeah, our body needs that mineral of salt. So if the soil's not giving us the salt in our fruit or those minerals, we might need to get it from supplement or somewhere else. I think I've just really gotten like to a point where like there's no all or nothing approach to this anymore. Like I used to, like when you learn something, sometimes you want to be like, this is how it's supposed to be. Like our brain wants to go to that. It doesn't want to have gray areas sometimes. And it's like, well, this, yes, fruit heals, I used to say, but now I know the body heals, and so it's just a shift in the way of thinking. Not that I would go under like a post if someone says fruit is so healing. No, it's not. Your body is healing you. That fruit's just
Right.
helping or something, but like in my back of my mind, I like never knew that. Like I didn't know that, how like amazing our body is. Even though I heard Dawn 10 years ago, or maybe it was 5, or whenever you got into fasting, talking about the body heals itself. And I was like, yeah, I thought it was just like a cliche, like, but really it does if you do the right thing by it. Angela said, oftentimes fruit will not fulfill satiety. Satiety? I might be saying that wrong. Satiety. How do you say that? Satiated, but like with a Y. If you add greens with your fruit, it will help. However, the way to satiate is to eat starchy veggies. Just a thought. That okay. I'm doing work here, so not camel ready. Oh, we read that one. Yeah, a lot of people really like get into the starchy type veggies. Like we used to eat corn until Angela told me not to eat it unless it was organic, and I could never find organic corn. And then like I was reading all that stuff about organic because I was freaking out yesterday because no one would bring me organic grapes. And then I was seeing that sometimes organic, like unless it's like certified organic or exactly where it was grown, it's not necessarily that it's using no pesticide. It could be using a natural or just one that's on the list that uses less toxicity than other ones. And sometimes they have to use more of it on the organic farms than they actually use of the regular stuff. So like there's always a gray area everywhere where I was like so programmed I got to have organic. Now I'm like, okay, well maybe if I can't get it, I'm not going to not get the fruit if I feel like I need those oranges for nutrients. It's like you can't be perfect. You can do the best you can. And if you're doing the rest of the stuff, like what Michelle was talking about, the meditation and Dawn, and the sunlight, like Muriel, the exercise, like all of us are, if we well round it and get the sunlight and make sure we're taking the right, like supplements like the moringa or your B12, if in fact that's one of the things that confused the heck out of me about supplements when I first started this diet, right? Like some people are like, your body makes B12, you don't need it. And some people were like, no, it doesn't, because it's made in the small intestine and it never reaches us. And blah blah blah, and it was like, okay, but both of them were right technically. If we don't have anything of, impeding us, maybe we can make it, but we've all done crazy what to our body. And
Yeah.
if we have ginger, I heard that keeps us from being able to absorb B12 properly, even if we were making it, like, but I feel like ginger is healthy, so it's like you have to, I'm like, I'm just going to take my B12 supplement.
Pick your
I don't
battles.
recommend
Pick your
everybody
battles.
that
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
don't, because it's like it could cause neurological damage, so I'm not getting it because they probably inject animals with this stuff and they spray it on our cereal, vitamin D, so when we stop eating all the junk, we might not be getting all the stuff that they just randomly throw in our junk. So like now I have to make sure I'm getting it from, my food.
Yeah.
And I've been taking that the barley grass juice and the moringa. So I'm like, I'm gonna over pump my body with good stuff. I'm gonna make sure, darn it, I'm getting enough of that.
Well, I know for myself, I know when I need B12 because I have from years ago I had an attack on my spine, and so I have, and from going through chemo, I have neuropathy pain, and a lot of times my neuropathy pain gets really bad, and I know it's time for me to take a B12.
And I was hearing that about B12, like for neuropathy pain, and I'm like, wow, that makes so much sense. How they say if you don't get it, and do you take it like, because I know I used to take like five, or what were we taking, like 2,500 milligrams of it, and then like sometimes I'll take it every couple of days.
I take a 2,500 milligram B12 every day.
Mm-hmm.
I only take it when I feel my body needs it.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you're probably now, because you've been doing a lot of like cleansing too. So you
Yeah.
may already be like in that zone where you could technically produce it. You take your B12, Muriel?
I do every once in a while. I'm not regular. Just when I think of it, I'm not big on vitamins, but yeah. B12 and D3 is what I take.
That's what I take. That's the only two I take.
Yeah.
Because I definitely know I don't get enough.
Well, I actually
this
take,
time of year.
Yeah, I actually take GABA as
Oh
well.
yeah,
So
I was taking that.
Yeah, I like GABA. I like it helps me sleep. It helps me kind of relax, and I just
It
feel
made
better.
me too relaxed. I couldn't even get up for. And I was gonna ask, what are your starchy vegetables that you like, Angela? I know one your recipes you always give me with the fruit. It's so funny whenever I say post a recipe, she posts like one fruit. I love it. She said, yes, but careful of your source who states or writes negative about organic, especially if it's coming from plant based sources, because often these folks have a financial gain in stating this. Yeah, I Googled it and I was watching some videos, and then I watched a video where the lady said you have to have organic, but then I noticed the source was like on the news, to her point. So I'm like, you have to weigh the information. That's a really good point, because the source, like if you Google is a plant-based diet healthy, the first couple things will come up and it's always like Healthline or these like things that might be paid for by
the industry,
the industry that are trying to say no, we want you to have, we want to sell meat. Like it's all like, when I found out there were some organizations like that, I don't want to mention any names because I don't want to, you know what I mean, do that on this particular YouTube, but like I've put it on Facebook. But there are some organizations that are, they can't say certain things because they're sponsored by Hormel, for example. So they can't say, and we've all seen that on What the Health probably, where they can't say like, oh, this could help this condition, even though they are for the cure of that condition, because it's like it's a conflict of interest. So I'm glad she said that. That's a good point, to look out for your source. The organic label must read USDA certified organic. Okay. That is good to know. And that means then that you have the best chance of not getting, because I don't know, because I just told Dawn I got organic almond milk that had all these types of gums and weird names. And then I've also gotten the organic MALK that I've been eating, eating. And that has like just three things in it. It has like almonds, sea salt and organic or filtered water or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that to me is almond milk until I can get my little almond cow device or whatever. And then sometimes you hear almond milk isn't even that good. I don't know, but I do what I can nowadays, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm. Boomer and Beyond Wellness. Go like her channel, everybody, or subscribe to it. I will eat bananas, beans, very ripe plantains, rice, quinoa, wish
Quinoa.
appreciated potatoes, but for some reason they don't easily exit my body. LOL. Oh, that sounds good. I used to love potatoes, but yeah, I think mashed potatoes.
They are a demon of mine. I can't mess with potatoes.
Yes, they're very
Can't mess with them.
addictive.
I mean, they're good. I will overeat potatoes. You know what I mean? So you can mess with them. They're good, but I will overeat. I will not in any form, whether it be mashed potatoes, potato salad, baked potato, potato chips, French fries,
Sounds like Forrest Gump.
any potato. I love potatoes.
And potatoes actually aren't really bad for you. It's all the stuff that we put on it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
They got like B vitamins in the skin. I heard before, because when I was eating potatoes, I always ate the skin. I would pick one up right out of the oven and just bite into it and eat it like that. Like, especially when I wasn't eating a lot of salt. But then there were periods of time where I had to put salt and pepper on a potato too. So it just depended.
I can't do that with just a regular potato, but sweet potatoes.
Oh yeah,
man. We used to put them in the air fryer, and I'd be like I was in heaven.
That sounds good. It doesn't mean it's all without pesticides, she said, but you can count on it being dramatically cut. Your least expensive approach is to read the EWG list of clean 15 and dirty dozen. Oh, I was hearing that. So that's like what we can technically have that's not organic that I think isn't as bad, if I'm not mistaken. Who was talking about that? And what was I thinking? Oh, and then when Ann Osborne was on, she was talking about how she doesn't eat non-organic bananas, which is one of the things I had always read, that because they have the peel, you can pretty much be safe and not eat it. So it's like sometimes you learn something, new every day. So I try to get the organic when I can, but like lately I've been really strict with it. And I think that's why I started even reading it, because I'm like, I heard someone say organic myth on YouTube, and I forget who it was. And then once I heard that, I thought about what Ann said about the bananas, and I'm like, what's the myth? Like, where have I been led wrong?
Me, not so much. I'm like, that's okay. You can get the if they don't have, I'm like, okay, just get me regular. Because what I'll do is I'll just like rinse. I don't know if that helps, but I'm like, I'll go either or. If she gets the organic, great. But I'm like, okay, well, get me a bag of regular grapes if you can't find organic. I'll eat those anyway. You know what I mean? Because I just want the fruit.
Somebody's been posting that they wash theirs with vinegar and baking soda and water.
Was that lady on that does the reels? She's really, there's a really funny lady.
A guy from, and I think he's from maybe Africa. I'm not sure. Like,
okay. A couple of people.
Yeah.
But won't that make the fruit taste really weird? What do you just rinse it all off? I guess. Okay.
Especially grapes or something, and they're quite dirty. So
when I washed the grapes yesterday, I was like, man, this water is looking a little grayish. So I washed it again, and then I did it again.
I'll fill this bowl up and then let the water just run through it, and just letting it just run through and run off of them, and just let it run for like a good couple of minutes. You know what I mean? They're gritty with like whatever that soil or whatever. So
when Dawn gets rich, she's gonna buy me a big piece of land, and I'm gonna grow a bunch of fruit.
We're gonna have grapevines. Our own grapes,
and we will supply all of you. We'll ship it over Lauderdale,
and it will be organic.
Canada. And we'll know it's organic, right? We're gonna use the right kind of soil and nutrients, and I guess
and the
grow moringa trees too.
Yes.
With the towers, right? And moringa trees. I'm gonna have
nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
is it your neighbor, Michelle, that grows the moringa? Was that you saying that, or Diana?
It was Diane, I think.
Okay. She's got the hookup. Like, that lady would see me climbing over the fence too much. I'd get in trouble.
And
Be
my
like, Dawn,
sister- my
You know what?
sister-
That just
you're not
reminded me
home.
of
Go get me
Farrah.
moringa. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that.
Farrah sent me the number or the information of a guy that has seeds and things like that. So damn it, I keep forgetting to contact him. I'm gonna have to do that. Just reminded me.
Rumor said it's the baking soda and vinegar, and it's good. It's a good option because grapes are in the top 3 of EWG Dirty Dozen. The problem is the stuff gets to the heart of the fruit. You're safer with melons. This said go for the baking soda and vinegar. Huh? I just feel so strange putting baking soda and vinegar on the fruit.
What am I mixing that and making a paste or something?
No, I think
No,
they
you just
had
add it
in
to the water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Add it to the water and soak it in it, and then
So,
rinse it.
And then he washed it in
Yeah,
there, and
just
then
give it a rinse and
Okay.
then after you're done, yeah.
What, like a tablespoon of baking powder or something, and like a couple of teaspoons of vinegar, like something like that?
I think so. Maybe
Okay.
Angela knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
well,
get it in the water, Dawn. Just get it in the water.
no paste.
No
just-
paste. Yeah, that would be pretty gross. You can brush your teeth with it, maybe.
Yeah. I used to do
Graham,
that.
when he was
I
talking
used
about
to.
pasta, he's like, "That's because it's paste. That's why it's called paste." I've had some fun like interviews with people. I love hearing everyone's like different little. Not
And see,
cliches.
summer's coming. Watermelon is my hizzy thing. The only reason I'm eating so many grapes, and I love grapes, is because the watermelons aren't as prevalent, like the nice big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get.
Oh,
to
yeah.
that.
Even
I'm
when
excited.
getting them, they're not very nice. Like we're getting the small ones, but
That's what I mean. I'm like
Yeah.
being teased with those. Let me
Yeah.
ask you guys this question.
Makes
What's
me
your
feel
thoughts on,
melancholy.
what's your thoughts on seeds and no seeds with watermelon and grapes?
Yeah, we have a hard time finding them with seeds.
Yeah.
So we're just eating them without.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get joked about it because they're like, "You're so healthy. How are you eating stuff with no seeds? That's not natural." In the trading group, they're kind of, some of them are vegans, but most of them are not. So when I talk about me just eating grapes, but they're on me about not eating seeds in the grapes, and it's like I'm like, you guys aren't even fruitarians or vegans or anything, but you're on me about that.
Doctors and stuff when you tell someone just to like,
Yeah.
they try to get to you, like they try to like find fault, I guess.
Those grapes aren't real. They don't have seeds.
I like
better than that chunk of dead flesh you're eating. No, I'm just kidding. We
Yeah.
don't say that to people.
when I eat grapes with seeds in them, I usually don't like, because I don't like the taste of the seeds. I usually end up swallowing the seeds whole.
Yeah.
Well, that's
yeah.
what I've been looking at on that frugivore biology page, like literally, and Anne was talking about, like that's part of the cycle of why we were actually like, we eat fruit and certain animals eat the fruit and then they take it and they dispense the seeds either in their waste or with their hands, or like coconuts, I heard, like even go into the water and float down and the seed goes elsewhere. So that's why it's made, because they want to like reproduce. We're like all helping each other out there, like, here's the healthiest thing you can eat, go dispense these seeds for me so I can procreate. And it's like, it's so like, when you look at nature and how it's like set up like that, like sometimes we don't go with it as like, once you learn that, it's like, how could you even think you're not supposed to eat fruit at all, when that's part of why we're here, is to dispense the seed, like like,
and you're fertilizing it at the same time.
Right. I mean,
Right.
how much better can it get? Like,
Maybe you'll get your vitamin B12 that way.
right.
Well, that's what they say.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. Grapes are awesome for you. No seeds is a hybrid, thus making the sugar a bit more challenging to digest. Thank you, Angela. Seeds in the grapes are not really intended to eat. They don't know. Sounds like they're kidding you. Yeah, they are. I think.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? That's still a real grape, and like watermelons are still like real. You're still getting a real watermelon. Like, could it change a little if it's not seeded? But it's so like, why is it so hard to find? Wouldn't you think it'd be harder for the farmer to take the seeds out? I mean, he's got to get up early to take that apart, take all the
Back
piece
together,
it
like
back together. I mean, and make it look like it's never been touched. Like, I'm just kidding, everyone. If you don't know me, I don't really think he does that. But like that, what like a hybrid is when they take two fruits. Like I didn't even know that like there were certain fruits that haven't been around forever that are literally like they're made, I guess. I mean, they're real, but like I've heard that about tomatoes and avocados. Angela could probably enlighten us on that, like because they're not like fruits that were around, like I guess hundreds thousands of years ago. They've just kind of evolved to be made, right? No seeds are cheaper to grow for the farmer. Oh, okay, that makes sense. It's like
That makes
test
sense.
tube
Yeah.
grapes or something instead of like real grapes. Like the grapes, they like, I don't know, maybe it's like artificial insemination instead of like a real boy and girl watermelon and grape. I'm trying here. Oh my gosh, I almost took a drink of that caffeine and that would have like not been good. I would have been talking Dawn's ear off, like Dawn would be like, I gotta get up at 4. What? I'm tired of hearing about frugivore biology. I'm happy about your celery juice, Jen. But no, okay, so I was talking about how tired I was, like how I felt like a little bit sluggish after like I forget what it was, how many days of eating, like, and then I was like, I mean, how many days? Like no matter how much, I was feeling like good in some ways, I just wasn't feeling as like I was just feeling like I needed something, like I couldn't concentrate as good and I didn't feel like my normal energy. And so I started like doing the celery juice at lunch and also adding like a little bit more of the like lettuce into my evening meal. And at first I started with a pinch of like salt, but I realized the celery kind of made that, happen for me, along with still like tons and tons of fruit. And all of a sudden I felt like my body felt more like relaxed, kind of like GABA like like now that I know what that feels like, right? Like it just felt like I was just a little more like, okay, that I'm feeling with it, like how like I feel like sustained now. Like I'm
Yeah.
not craving like I want to put like 5 pounds of salt on my avocado at night. And it just like made me think about then I was like, I felt bad wasting all that little compost stuff that you ever do that when you juice something, like all that stuff that goes in the little
You
trough.
you can make flat crackers out of it apparently.
Really? Because
Yeah,
I
well,
was
we used to make dog treats out of it.
nice. I was like, I just took a bite of it, of the celery, and it almost tasted like if I was still like eating like different like combinations of stuff that you could almost make a tuna salad imitation out of it. Like it just had this texture, like when you used to like chop up tuna salad, or when you do it to your chickpeas, like
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
finally, it was like I could get that like vibe of it, where if it would be like good for on top of a salad. So I just started putting the little celery shreds on top of the salad, and it gave me like this nice like texture, but it also broke down that cellulose, because I can't eat too much roughage because I feel like my digestion is so much better with only fruit. But then I was feeling like, oh, I need something else, like I feel like I need something savory too. So it like kind of balanced everything out. So I was so excited. Like I was the first person to ever eat the stuff out of the shreds. I've heard of people using it for like to grow soil and there's put in their soil or something.
Yeah, like
compost.
composting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I was gonna say, I was told that lime juice works as a good salt alternative.
Don,
Oh,
tell them
really?
about your lemon juice on your grapes.
Yeah, I always like I loved as a kid. I used to eat lemons a lot,
Right.
so I will sprinkle or like squeeze a lemon all over my grapes, and then I'll even take the insides out and just kind of mix it in with the grapes and just eat all of that together. And like I
oh,
still have some
nice.
now. Yeah, yeah. See,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I've got the lemon in there, and it's in lemon juice, so it tastes so good. It's like candy, really.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, lime. I use lime in guacamole. Well, I make
Me
Chipotle's
too.
guacamole.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I like
Yeah.
Throw the red onion and the cilantro and the lime in there, and I don't do the weird. I used to put the um jalapeno in it, but it's so weird. After a while, I would literally feel my skin burning.
Oh,
So I don't know if I became allergic to the jalapeno or what, but I stopped putting jalapeno in it because I would literally feel little sections of my skin start to burn.
It
And
could
I'm
really?
like,
have been as
that's
you got
weird.
like healthier and stuff, and like that might have been like too like because there are people that won't touch like a lot of people that have like certain like fruits and vegetables that they won't eat like in even in the raw vegan world. And there was somebody that I had on once that said like the reason peppers and like stuff like that are so hot is because technically like they don't necessarily want to be eaten. I don't know how to
Yeah.
describe it, but it's giving like the animal that touches it a like, like get don't eat me type vibe. But we look at it as like, oh, this tastes good. It's got some spice to it. But really it's setting off an immune reaction. Like that's why people's like face get real red when they eat like too much hot stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, people do those contests like, you know,
Yeah.
I hate those like places now
Yeah.
that make
Yeah.
like animals and contests to eat them. But like the hot wings,
Yeah.
people are like, I can get do you want the hot, super hot, or extra, extra fire station hot?
Ghost
Like,
peppers.
Yeah.
yeah, there
Right.
was like a challenge on Facebook once. My sister posted this guy came in like he was like this real tough guy, and the guy behind the counter was like, "Want to try one of those?" And he was like, "I can eat anything." And all of a sudden, he took a bite of that ghost pepper chip or whatever they were selling, and he like started freaking out, and, like
Yeah.
it's crazy. But
I,
I've
I
heard
wonder. I wonder for you, Dawn, if it's because you have less oil in your body, like that you're eating, consuming,
Could
and
be.
that's why you're affected by it.
Yeah, could be. So I just leave out the jalapeno and do the
Yeah.
lime and
Like
the
even though it's with
cilantro.
avocado, it might still not be quite enough oil
Or
or
fat.
fat to go with it to, so that you're not reacting to it.
Gotcha. Okay. And think about that. Yeah, I just left it out. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's weird.
I
And when I
think
initially
it's
started
your
eating
body.
it, that wasn't happening. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
weird how the body can change depending on what
Yeah.
else you're
Yeah.
putting in it, like something that you've been able to eat like your entire life. I know I ate like a little bit of after being like whole food plant-based and raw, not eating a lot of spicy stuff. I ate one of those Chipotle tacos that like I used to love, and I never like I would say that they were spicy, but like literally I couldn't even eat it. I ate like 2 bites and my mouth was like on fire. So it was almost like what you said. It just felt like it was magnetized times like 10,000 the heat on
when
it.
you think about it, we're minimalists now in a way because
Yeah.
all we're doing is eating fruits and some veggies maybe. And
Yeah.
so yeah, anything that's overly sweet or carbonated, you name it, like
Yeah.
spicy, it's gonna be elevated, it's gonna be heightened.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. True. True. Yeah.
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 What's your favorite food? Tell us. I know, Dawn, you must have grapes as your favorite right now.
I
Right
think,
now, grapes, yeah.
yeah, for me, jeepers, that's a hard one. I love all my food that I eat.
I know, right?
I know, right? I'm getting hungry, so I'm like always
My
wondering.
dressings, but I haven't been making them because Mom's doing a nut free right now, right? So I don't want to do my dressings and then tempt her because I make like an almond dressing, like a Caesar dressing or garlic dressing, and I mean I could drink this stuff. I love it, right? So,
Sounds good.
Really
And like
good.
you said you were gonna put lime juice on your salad. That actually, when you haven't been having any salad and then you eat the lime on it, because you already cleared the taste of Michelle's delicious dressings that she's tempting us all with. You may enjoy that lime on it too. It might give that little tanginess that you need.
yeah, and that little bit of
You have to share those recipes.
Yeah,
Yeah, you should.
I do. I just eyeball everything, and that's why I'm like I don't share them because I'm like I don't know how to share. So I'm like try to like
Just put it all
and then
just tell us what you put in. We can figure it out from there, right?
yeah. Well, all I put in it is I use almond flour because I find that it's easiest. Like and you can do it like on the blender. You can keep going longer with the blender and then make it into a sauce that you can put on like zoodles or whatever. zucchini noodles, right? But
Noodles.
but I usually it's like I put a couple of cloves of garlic. If my mom wasn't with me, I'd probably put at least 3 cloves because I really like garlic.
That's
Me
dumb.
too.
And then I add like onion powder, brag for the saltiness, and then I usually put like apple cider vinegar in it, and sometimes I'll use like a lemon balsamic flavored vinegar in there, and I think that's it.
On those little green.
Oh, and we put capers sometimes in it too. And then the last one, I actually put a little bit of stone mustard in it, and it was like to die for. So good. So
We did drink it out of the bowl.
we
after.
did.
Wow.
Oh, and
That's
nutritional
great.
yeast. I do put, and I like nutritional yeast, so I tend to use a lot of it. I know some people don't use it at all, and you don't have to. It still tastes good without it. I like nutritional yeast, so I definitely get my B12 from that too, because we buy the one that has B12 in it.
Sometimes.
Most of the time.
I've used like the like that I tend to like those too. I like both. Like
You guys are making me want a salad now.
I
Yeah.
know, right? I haven't been using any real dressings, but I have before like used just the like sea salt, not sea salt, but like I've tried different versions of it, trying to like add different things in it. I was like, I'll just go with like, you know, a squeeze of this or that because I'm not feeling what it always ends up looking like a salad. Like maybe I need to put it in the juicer because it doesn't look like a dressing. It just looks like another mushy little salad that I've made when I try to make my own dressings with a bunch of different stuff, like a orange marmalade. It ended up looking like one time, or a salsa or something. But yeah, that can like add a lot to it, and that's why sometimes it was so much easier just when like you pick up one thing like a fruit, because it doesn't really need a lot of anything. But then sometimes you're craving, like you said, the lettuce or the greens, so you like want something on it, right? Like, and then it's like it. But I can get like the taste of just that sometimes. I find I had to use a lot less dressing over time than I did originally. Originally it was like I had dressing with a little bit of lettuce.
Yeah.
And then it switched to like lettuce with some dressing on it.
Yeah.
Like later on after my tastes kind of changed, you know.
Yeah. I definitely like doing like brag with even a balsamic vinegar and just mix the two, because then you get the salty flavor, but then you also get a tang with it too.
And a lot of people love the health benefits of vinegar too. I've heard like lots of stuff about that.
I drink, honest to God, we have like this Sicilian lemon vinegar, and I pour it in a shot glass, and drink it with water. Like I usually, a shot glass of it, put it in a glass of water, and stir it around and drink it.
Really?
Oh my God, it's so good. It's like that's my alcohol.
Right. We do celery shots the same way. I'm like, I was joking with Dawn. I was like, how was your trading day? It was like about 4:00. She was just getting done. I'm like, what do you want tonight? 1 or 2 celery shots? Like, what was it? Did you make
we have these like shot glasses that are like this big, and we'll
I think they're from Florida.
Yeah. The one that when I did the celery juice, it was a jar like this big, and I was drinking. I was like, well, I don't really care for the flavor that much, so I'm just gonna drink her all back, right? So I chug-a-lugged her. I do not recommend doing that. I did not make it to the washroom. That's all I'm gonna say. and the more I laughed, the more it came out, and I was like, oh shit.
Literally.
Wow.
Literally. That was a crappy experience. But that's why people do this.
Oh,
Celery cleanse.
you guys have got to stop talking shit, I'll tell you.
Maybe I'll change the thumbnail to this, like talking shit with everyone. I felt weird. I never cussed online. Really barely cussed.
I do it all the
You guys are
time.
bad influences. I'm fine. What was I gonna say? Oh, shoot. Now I had something really good to say about that and I forgot. See?
And my favorite fruit is probably mango, banana, and grapes, and watermelon.
I love watermelon. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, watermelon.
That's a close second when it depends what season it is, right? Like, I love like I think right now I'm on like grapes, but like I would say
Watermelon wins hands down in the summer
oranges
for me.
and bananas have always been like one of my favorite. Like even like when I wasn't even fully vegan, I've always liked those. But now I tend to like the juicier type fruits.
Yeah.
You know, like melons and oranges and all that kind of thing. And then just gosh, I could like go on and on. All the fruits are so good. Like
Yeah, they
just
are.
depends what mood, what zone you're in. You know, that's why I could
Avocados,
never
avocado
like
too.
I
Yeah,
get like
I'm-
the
yeah.
benefits of mono eating, but
Yeah.
like also sometimes that variety feels good, but not all at once. Because I have noticed too that it definitely is a lot easier to eat that way. And like I like eating the mono meals for the most part. My digestion feels so much better. Like the other day I was really hungry and just crammed all my meals in the one like 2 hour span. I was like, I literally ate like 4 oranges and I'm like, it's a mono meal. 2 minutes later, I'm gonna eat something else. And then
Yeah.
I'll eat like my bananas and daily green boost little mixture that I've been doing. And then I was like, oh, I want something savory now. So I'm gonna have some avocado. And then I had like a banana smoothie with the blueberries and pineapple. I think this was yesterday because I shared that online and so my mom was like, it doesn't look good, but I bet it tasted good.
Yeah.
Something can be so delicious, but doesn't like that day I shared the banana daily green boost thing. I realized it looked like a big pile of like baby poop.
Yeah.
Like, don't you guys want to be plant-based now? Like maybe I should have done that for you. Because they think we eat weird stuff anyway when they're not vegan, right? So like
Yeah.
I love when people share like cool stuff like you did, all that fruit and stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I think somebody on Fruit for Life had a would they have a smoothie with popcorn on it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
that-
yeah, I saw that. What in the world
From
was that all
Nicole.
about? That
Nicole,
was
that's
Yeah.
what, yeah.
Wait a minute, they had a smoothie with popcorn in it?
They put
Yeah.
the kettle corn popcorn on top of the smoothie and ate it. She said it was actually really good.
Wow, that's different.
I could see that. That the kettle corn, yeah. I mean, and
Yeah.
some people
Sweet,
like
salty.
savory and salt. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not really eating corn or popcorn right now, but who knows what might happen in the future.
Wow.
I
No,
might be thinking of that one day.
that is one of my downfalls is popcorn.
Yeah, we used to
I
get
like popcorn too.
popcorn. See, right before I went raw though, this last time in June, we had like popcorn and pretzel and like all kinds of weird stuff, and it kind of ruined me from it because I think I had even like heated up plant-based butter and like dumped it across it, and my body was not used to eating. I was like whole food plant-based leading up to that day, and I don't think I wanted to touch like popcorn or anything like that since then because I think you ever like not feel good right after you eat something and then it like ruins you for that. Like
Yeah. When we make popcorn, we usually do like pop it in a like microwave, but we don't have a microwave anymore. But we would pop it in the microwave, spray Bragg, and then just put nutritional yeast on it.
I just thought about the brag thing, like Michelle's recipes to brag about, like brag and everything. That's your book name when
So
you
what
there
is
you go.
how's it spelled? BRAG like brag?
Yeah, with BRAGG.
GG.
What is that?
It's
So
an amino acid. It tastes like it's like soy sauce, basically.
Yeah, it's made from soya. Yeah.
How do you get it? In the store? They just
Yeah,
sell
yeah.
Most stores
Yeah,
carry it now.
it's a gluten-free one. That's why we started using it, was because it was our gluten-free soy sauce, but it is a nice for making dressings and all kinds of
Oh,
things. So,
wow.
yeah.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
So if you like,
the plant, what is it? The bacon type flavor, isn't that like? Doesn't it give you that type, or is that amino?
that's the
There's a
liquid smoke.
Yeah.
So
Liquid smoke. We had liquid smoke before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I combine the two of them together. And sometimes I would use is it tamari? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
The Japanese, and put like Bragg and tamari together with the liquid smoke. And there's just something about those three flavors. And it just, it's really nice. So I used to soak my own cashews and then throw them in the air fryer for like 7 minutes, and I'd have
a little bit of maple syrup sometimes.
You like them like that. I like savory, so I didn't want the maple syrup so often, but yeah, it would make these fantastic nuts. But obviously, I'm not gonna do anything in the air fryer at the moment. But maybe I could do them in a dehydrator.
You
There you
try
go.
Tamari. Oh, I was going with the I'll try that tomorrow. I was going for the pun on that word that you guys.
The brag.
Oh, Angela had a comment about the vinegar really quick. Fermentation is great for you, but best Michelle blends vinegar with water, not healthy straight up to drink.
You'll burn your esophagus and everything. So I do like a shot glass in a glass with water and I drink it. Or you know those buble flavored waters or whatever. You can even do shots of different balsamic vinegars with that too, and it's lovely.
Sparkling water.
Sparkling water, yeah.
Cool.
Nice. I know we are all like winding down here, so I'm gonna try to wrap it up here so we can eat. I'm gonna go eat 3 oranges or 4 clementines, and then I'm gonna eat my bananas and daily green boost, and I'm gonna eat my what else do I want to eat? Grapes. Then I'm gonna eat a bunch of avocado and my like little celery. Oh, I forgot. I'm gonna have celery juice first before all that.
There you go.
I'm gonna go into all that, and then I'm gonna eat the little celery drippings on top of my lettuce and avocado and cucumber and salad. I think that's all. Oh, and then a banana smoothie. I got.
I think I'll have a salad for dinner.
I better get started.
Making me hungry now.
I'm gonna have to go to bed by 10-ish. Right, and then so I got to get all that in like 4 hours. But I'm not going to force
my stomach's
I'll do what I can. I'll do what I can.
Right.
I'll see where I get to. Dawn, anything in your last words you want to say?
No.
Motivate us, Dawn. You're
well. I mean, I don't like the term "last words." I mean, you know.
Of this live stream until Meatless Monday.
Yeah, just I enjoy myself. I love being on here with you guys and just kind of rapping about the fruit and the diet, and it keeps me on track. You know what I mean? So, it's
I feel the same way, Dawn.
Yeah, it helps all of us. I think we should do this kind of thing more often. I was telling Mom, I'm like, it'd be so awesome to get like Edward and Lawrence and a bunch of us together, the Cookie Man, like whoever, like just bring everybody on and have a big
a big panel. That's what we do on with the stock market thing. It's called the aftermarket, and we just have a big panel. Anybody that wants to come on can come on and talk about their day trading, and it's a really good format. I originally kind of got it from a sports guy that I knew that would have all his sports buddies come up and they would review games and talk about games. So I did it on my channel, and the owner of American Dream Trading liked it so much. He said, I want you to, unfortunately, you have to stop doing it on your channel, but I want you to come over and do it on my channel if you could. And he gives me a weekly salary for doing that. So I'm like, okay, cool. We talk about stocks at night, and it's like 6 or 7 of us up there, and then they interchange. Some people go out, some people come in, but I host that, and it's just like this. So I told you,
it got me thinking about it.
I told her, I said, you could do that for the vegan community. I don't see anybody doing that. So
it's a great idea.
And it's like I've been wanting to figure out a way, because it's hard to like help people and conversate in the comments of Facebook, and then it would be like, how many people would like, how many people can I talk to one-on-one in a Zoom call, and it's like, this is even better because you get like a bunch of different opinions. And like you said, to have Ed on here with his experiences, Lawrence, you guys, some people from the group that are shy that won't come on eventually. Like I watched Dawn do that to people on her show. Like some people, she'll bug them every day. Come on, you got to come up here, and like then I'll see them like pop in one time. Like, all right, And I'm like, even if you can't show yourself at first, just come on and at least talk, show your logo, and that might get you comfortable enough to just
and you don't have to turn your camera on.
Right.
Right. Don't turn the camera on. Then you can
hear
you.
Unfortunately, makes them on our channel. He wants the people to interact with a face. But on here, man, this is all you. Come up with your avatar.
Logo K.
Yeah.
Is that a good word? Logo K. I'm Logo K. If you just want to put your logo up or whatever emoji. Definitely. Because this is a little different too, because like, some people may not want to tell everybody they know they're vegan, but not that everybody watches this channel. That's the cool thing, right? Like, we're still small. Come on now.
Yes.
Come on now before
you're growing. You're definitely growing.
But so go check that out. Go to the aftermarket and American Dream Trading and JJ Video Reacts. Check out Boomer and Beyond Wellness on YouTube for some great information, education, and workout. Diana Plant Based was here. She has a new YouTube channel. Who else? Let's see. We got Muriel, and you guys don't have a YouTube yet, but you've got a Facebook page now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So mom is Muriel in the raw, and mine is Michelle raw naked, and then brackets not literally LOL.
I love it. Thank you. And
You're
then of
welcome.
course, I can't wait. Your pages are going to be so great. I'm glad you guys did that because it's like it's really helped me a lot to have that group and to have this YouTube just to be able to share information. So let's definitely do that. Let's get everybody together. I'll try to come up with a couple different ones a week so that way different people can join, because I know Ed can usually only do like Sundays a lot of times because he works during the week and stuff. So Fruit for Your Life is his channel. So if you want to check him out too. Who else always comes on here? There's so many people.
Lawrence.
Mariquita.
Mariquita Solis has Vegan Empowerment, right?
Yeah.
And she was on here not that long ago. I think I've been on her channel. Me and Dawn both were under like, what were we said, the Coffee Bean Vegan, I think.
Yeah.
And then I was on Ed's channel too, I think too. We is that how I met you guys? Because I came on his live, I think.
Yeah. And I think you must have joined or
I think I joined Fruit for Your Life. Yeah. That was cool. Everybody has such good stuff to add, and all the like plant-based chefs and everything that I've talked to have all been amazing. And this is actually really cool because I think this will be a good one for new people to watch, because it's like just us talking about, it's not like a strict interview where you're only focused on one or two different questions. It's like just kind of talking about our journeys. So I love this. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I can't separate
and Angela too from Boomer and Beyond Wellness. Right?
Angela, yes, Angela, definitely.
I thought I said her first.
You may have an idea.
I thought you did.
She did.
Okay. I'm like, maybe I'm losing it. Maybe I didn't.
Yeah, no, it's probably.
Thank you. She's giving us such great information. I feel like she was up here, right? She was giving us such cool stuff. Clearing
and for
up
future reference, Angela, you can't use the camera thing next time because now you don't have to have your camera on.
You gotta join us. Well, I'll give it to her. She did just move all of her stuff.
She did.
So
Yeah.
I know how it is when you.
All right, we'll let you have this
past this time. Just this time. Next time you're stuck with us. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We're gonna go shopping now.
All right, ladies. You guys have fun.
Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Dawn, for everything. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. All of you. I'm so proud of. Thank you for
proud of you too.
Yeah.
Love you, honey.
See ya.
See ya. Thank you.
You're